I want to introduce you guys. Cher, I have Cher and Caroline. Carolyn, I'm always saying that. Oh my God.
It's okay.
Oh, I don't have my little, oh, never mind. So we have the ladies of Inspired Elephant on right now. And Inspired Elephant is, it's called Inspired Elephant because it's a herd of women in a group that support one another. And Inspired Elephant is a business which is coaching women through life transitions. And I want you each to take a moment, if you want to do it together, that's up to you, to kind of like walk us through what Inspired Elephant is and how you want us to know you and reach out to you in the future.
Go ahead. You want me to start? Okay. So Inspired Elephant is a collaboration between Cher and myself, where we provide inspiring content, workshops, coaching, so forth for women to empower them and so that they can thrive through anything life may have in store for them, any kind of change. It could be divorce, it could be a pandemic, it could be job loss, career change, so forth. And we love the community that we've built and that we continue to build. It's really, we like to say that there's wisdom to be found in a room, even though now our rooms are virtual.
Yes.
You know, we basically just get a group of women together. We explore different topics, and we really support and uplift one another. And it's been probably the greatest passion project for me that I've ever been involved in. And I'm super proud of it. And I'm thrilled to be working alongside Cher in it.
How nice.
Yeah, I'll just add that for me, this is an opportunity for us to be learning from each other. And we like to just build a platform, both even virtually or in person, or by the content we create that just helps inspire people to like live their own truth and deal with the change that life inevitably will hand you, because that is one constant. Whether things are good or bad, there's going to be change. So we're just here as a partnership in trying to manage that and make it a positive catalyst for what you want to create.
So it's support. Cher, Carolyn,
for
can
your
you
own life.
see Cher?
So that's
like
kind of what we hope Inspired Elephant can do.
her? Okay, so her audio, her video is like cutting a little bit. You can see her okay?
Yes, I can.
Hopefully everyone else can see her okay. It's probably just my end. Good. So it's coaching, supporting, being a network of support for women, sorry guys, through life's transitions, and life transitions are just change. It could be a woman starting a new career. It could be a woman, you know, becoming
a new mom. Yeah.
Becoming a mom. And,
yeah.
you know, that's like big changes. Yes, it's all for the positive, but you know, there's a lot of big life decisions. You're helping women with big life decisions, whether they're decisions they made for themselves or decisions that were made for them.
That's correct.
Yeah, I think the easiest way I like to wrap it up is just to say that we're here to help make change less scary. Because change just inevitably is never an easy transition, whether you choose it for yourself or it's kind of placed on you for whatever reasons those may be. It's not easy. So we just help you along in that process by giving you a support group, whether it be one of us or somebody else within the herd. So that's our goal.
So right now we're all experiencing change that we did not ask for.
Correct.
For sure.
Unless you're a weirdo, I don't know. Just like some people are like, I love to be home. Like, I don't know. I don't know you. So you come from a different cloth than me. Anyway, none of us have asked for this. We are all, whether we're look, some of us are making the best of it and some of us are going a little cuckoo, but no one has asked for this. And I'm just curious, what kind of wisdom and or coaching are you offering through this unprecedented, uncharted times for women, especially? I mean, let's face it, the three of us have children. We are in this new life circumstance. We are we have children in school. We have to be aware of what's going on. Hopefully, I'm barely aware of what's going on with them and kids with school. I'm working full time. I mean, we're women with a new challenge that none of us have asked for. Take it away, Carolyn.
So thank you, Lynn. So what we've been doing since this all happened is really trying to rise the occasion and help our herd with our content and with our workshops. In our last meeting, we did have Joan Mistro come on, and she addressed the financial concerns and the anxiety that brings around this whole pandemic. Our next two events are also directly related to this. We have something coming up called Writing for Clarity. And basically what we're doing with that, Lynn, and you alluded to this in the beginning of the call, right? Like, we didn't ask for this, and
No.
we have all this uninvited change upon us, and we call that contrast. Contrast is something that we experience in our lives that we didn't necessarily want or invite. And we're going to take our herd through this workshop, and basically it starts with a simple mind shift of being able to look at the contrast as a tool, as a means of saying, this is not what I want, and here's what I do want. It gives you a glaring backdrop and a razor sharp focus to really hone in on what your desires, what your goals could be, and what your inherent core values are. And we take them through exercises to focus on that and to help invite more of that to their life by shifting their focus.
So May 3rd.
That's a workshop yes, May 3rd.
Is that workshop. It's called Writing for Clarity, and it's creating tools to help you focus on what you do want. So it's practicing having control over things that you may and may not have control over.
That's right. It's very empowering. It does give you a sense of control when right now a lot of us are feeling helpless.
Cher, do you have anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think for the workshop, we found certain things are really helpful, and writing tends to be one that helps us be very therapeutic for ourselves and also finding clarity for what you want. So our goal with the workshop is to create a moment in time where you carve out that little time, because even though we're not in the ideal situation at home, normally we do this workshop where we ask you to come out to a venue so that we can kind of cater to you to have some quiet time and really think. Might be a little harder kind of sneaking away in your own house to do it, but at least being able to say, I'm jumping on a Zoom call, I'm going to be doing something for me, gives women in their home environments an opportunity to do that. So we're hoping that that we can help them find that little bit of time in this kind of chaos to take a moment to write down some intentions, get some definitions for what they want out of the current situation and beyond, because this is just a moment in time. And
it's a pause.
Hopefully it's a pause, and the pause can be used for a beneficial purpose, because there is a lot of contrast in this, and the contrast kind of sort of as a yin yang does give you some clarity. It does show you some of the things you appreciated that you used to have that maybe you just kind of overlooked. It also lets you know some things you really aren't liking and how can you go about changing that when this pause kind of goes back into motion a bit. So yeah, we're excited for the workshop. It also allows us to bring in a bigger group when it's done virtually.
You're available online on Zoom. That's great, because maybe some women just can't find the time. And honestly, if you're a Zoom call and you're working full time, take your lunch break. Just give yourself a moment. It starts at 11 a.m. May 3rd. Take an early lunch, carve out time for yourself. Now more than ever, we're always saying how important it is to make time for yourself before your kids, before your husband, before your significant other, before your job. You have to be whole in order to give. And if you're not whole, then you're only going to be able to give a fraction of what you're capable of giving. And you hear this all the time. I know I hear it all the time because
it's true.
I work a lot. And, if you can take May 3rd, 11 a.m., just take a moment for yourself. And it's not a professional, like whatever you do for a living webinar, maybe tune out of that and join a group of women who are going to go through this workshop, and you're going to guide them to help themselves focus. I think that's, honestly really amazing, because I know myself, I have gone to some of your events. Some events I was like on my way, I was 10 minutes late, and I'm like, forget it. Like, I'm 10 minutes late, I'm not going to walk in. So like, it's almost like no excuses, ladies.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
to resonate with what you're saying, Lynn, one of the biggest things we try to do with our events, our content, our workshops, anything we do, is just to really also remind women, which we hear it often, is that, instead of tipping over to fill people's cup, is just let your own cup overflow, right? It's easy for us to just give and not kind of replenish ourselves. And we want to try to be remindful of that for people that engage with us in any of our events.
I think that's a great message, a great message. And you have a lot of resources for women that want to go on May 3rd, or just look on their own time, early in the morning, maybe before their kids are up or starting their remote learning, or before you go to work. You can go on inspiredelephant.com. That's your webpage, and you're on like every social media platform, and you offer words of inspiration, guidance. They can DM you for just some more information, but you're like on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and your webpage, inspiredelephant.com, it's like a landing page for all of that. And we can read your content, and we can just give ourselves a little bit of time whenever it is. For me, it's like really late at night, and I'm just kind of like, okay, here I am. Like, let me just read a little on my own. So whenever it is, go to your website. And then so that one workshop is May 3rd at 11 a.m. And it's about 90 minutes, give yourself like 90 minutes. It's a live event. You're going to be with other women online. It's your herd, which I think is great. That's so cute. You're having another event too. Do you want to chat about that? That's something you do this every month, called Sister Talks.
We used to do them monthly, and they used to be at Creative Twist. Right now we're going virtual. So, and we have had to turn them into a little bit more of a seasonal conversation, just so that we could have time to gather all the information and speakers and people that we want. So, but
so it's more like a quarterly type of thing versus an every month.
It was, right now it's because it's virtual.
Right now it's every month because it's virtual, but it's moment by moment. Like we're trying to get the speakers, the content together.
Right, but always go to inspiredelephant.com to see what's going on. They're called Sister Talks. This coming Sister Talks, I know you do have some info to share, I believe. It's on May 13th, and it's in the evening. It's about 7 p.m., May 13th. Do you want to chat? Tell me a little bit about that one. It sounded really special when we were talking on the phone the other day.
Yes, so that one is about managing coronavirus-related anxiety through self-love. And we have, leading that workshop is Joanne Tavares. She is a psychologist and a self-love coach. And she does this for a living I think at least, she's in school districts, I know that. And I know in talking with her, she said she's now even doing it for the administration, like helping them manage all of the stress that's coming into their lives now through self-love tools. And her whole mission with that is, her background is that self-love really allows you to be your best possible self in the worst case scenario. And self-love is what builds resilience. And self-love is what we were talking about filling your own cup and letting it overflow, and not to constantly give until you give out. If you have self-love in your life, you're going to have the resilience for yourself and for those around you as well. So she is super fun. We've had her at another Sister Talk as part of a panel discussion. And we're thrilled to be working with her again. and she's very passionate about getting this message out to as many women as she can. So
she's a school psychologist, and
yes.
you know, she's the real deal, and that's amazing. Like, and that's a free event. So everyone, the other one has a very minimal cost, please. It's like worth it, everyone. But this is a free event. So if you want to just like kind of figure out what is Inspired Elephant, what do they do? You can't miss May 13th at 7 p.m. Joanne Tavares, am I saying that right? Tavares, sorry. She's a school psychologist, and like helping people with self-love through coronavirus times. And like, thank you for putting that together. Thank you to her, and thank you to you both for putting that together. That's great. Like, you can't miss that. Will it be recorded?
It will be. Yeah, it will be. Yeah, it will be. And then it'll be on our blog.
Okay, cool.
On inspiredelephant.com. So somebody can attend and wants the information that she provided, they could watch the recording at a later date. The one wonderful thing about attending the sister talks as they are occurring, a lot of the learning that happens at those events are from each other. Because somebody will have a tip based on something she said or something resonated, and then they will speak to it. They are really just fun conversations amongst peers and others that are just going to be so helpful, especially when guided by somebody that has such the depth of knowledge that she does. So
yeah,
we're
absolutely.
really excited for that.
So it's interactive. Like you're going to have like we can all ask her questions live.
Yep.
Yeah,
listen to
we
each
always
other.
leave time for a Q&A at the end of a sister talk. And that's, to Cher's point, that's when a lot of the wisdom comes forth. That's when we get the aha moments.
Oh, that sounds great. Like, don't miss that.
And
everybody.
also when you register, just so that you can get, well, you know, if you're supportive to women causes, we won't say no. Like if you,
okay.
We just find that our messaging resonates with women the most.
Of course.
Yeah. So when you register for the Sister Talk event, you will also get the opportunity to preemptively ask any questions that we could put in front of her so she can address any concerns as she's starting to do her presentation. So when you submit your email so you can get your Zoom call information, you're more than welcome to submit any specific concern that you don't feel comfortable just kind of putting out there in person when we're doing the live Sister Talk. So that is an option as well.
And it could even be like an anonymous question if you don't want to be called out.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you put it in as a request when you register, it would be presented to her to address without it being put in someone's name. But at least a concern can be talked about.
That's really special. I appreciate you doing that because, you know, look, maybe some of us have questions and we just don't want to be called out on it. Like, you know,
right.
Like if you're a little shy and you don't want to raise your hand in class or whatnot. Now, will that be geared towards women, towards moms, like, or because she's a school psychologist, do you want for us to be asking her about like our kids, just like women?
You can, but she is directing this for us, you know, for women. She just feels it's really critical right now with all that we're managing. But you certainly can, if you have a concern about your child, she is an expert.
Right. And then we can all, and then we'll have her ear, and maybe you can contact her, you know, separately, but thank you for that. That is just so these are two really valuable things that you're offering to the community, to your herd community. I know you have clients throughout the country, your women coaching company. Let's see, I mean, how are you doing being moms and having your kids remote learning? And now we have, you know, we had an additional 30 days added to our stay at home. How's everything going with you guys?
I would say depends on the hour. On a good day. On other days, maybe minute by minute. We're like everybody else. We're just taking it as we can. And I would say from the beginning, you were asking our biggest maybe soundbite or advice we're having to share. I'm all about just owning what you're feeling at the moment instead of trying to fight it. So if you're having a bad moment, like I just embrace that. set myself up for failure if I think I'm going to get through this situation, for that matter, any given day, being positive 24/7. Yes, what we share is positivity and trying to get people to embrace the good that can come from this. But we are clearly aware that not every minute of every day can be that. And instead of trying to fight that, embrace it, get through it. And on the other side, there'll be a different moment that might be better. So hour by hour, I'm great. And then this really sucks. And then it's great. And then I like it. And it's just all the emotions on any given day.
Yeah.
That's me.
Carolyn, any thoughts on
Same,
that? How are you doing? How are you managing?
I'm doing okay, especially, right now, today, it's fine, but like Cher, it's up and down. And to add what she was saying, I guess for me, what's helped me is in letting go a lot of control. And I probably alluded to this last time, but it's the biggest lesson for me is I have 3 kids. They do things differently. They do it on their terms now, and they do it in their own time. And gone is the structure, and gone is the, well, you should be getting up at this hour or what have you. And I'm kind of just letting them be, within reason. We still have to eat meals, and we still have to get our work done. How and when you do it, fine, that's on you. So that's it. It's just kind of letting go a lot of expectations and structure is what's sort of helped me. But again, it's up and down like anybody else.
I did like this little thing the other day on I'm a control freak. So, I had to let go of a lot of control because none of us are in control of this.
No.
We are in control of what we are in control of. We are in control of what we are in control of, which is a lot, but it may feel like you're not in control because you're in a situation that, and I hear helicopters outside. This is a situation. So I was just I was telling myself, I'm going to give myself a break of being in control. Like I would, my week would be like, I'm going to go to the gym on these 3 days and I'm going to take that hot yoga class and I'm going to, I'm in control. And you know what? I would run on the greenway. Like this is just a little bit part of my life, but I'm like, screw it. Someone took this out of my life and, it is what it is, but, I got to let go. And as far as kids are concerned, like, God bless all of you moms that are so great at remote learning with the kitchen timer and I'm like a working mom and maybe you're not working, like we're not teachers and we're not like, look, we're all good moms, but being a good mom isn't defined by how well you're handling remote learning. Let's just give ourselves a break. You know what I mean? Like we need to let go of some of the control. Just make sure you're safe and you're healthy as best as you can control and everything else. But the control thing was really hard for me. Holy cow.
I can totally relate on the control front. I do like to control what's happening. However, I have been learning probably a little bit before this, which helped me just a little bit, is the reality that the only thing I control is how I respond, because everything else is so out of my control. And partially that's thankful for being kind of blessed with very strong-willed children. Taught me that. Already?
Yeah, I've got some of those too.
You cannot control everything, right? Exactly. You can't control who other people are or how they're going to do things. You can't control anything outside of just how you respond at that immediate moment. That's not saying it's always going to be a good response, but that is the one thing I have in my control. So that's what I've been trying to place my inherent DNA'd controlness on. It's just, how do I respond at that
how do
given
you
moment?
Respond? How do you respond to your kids? How do you respond to all the events? How do you respond? Like how you can control to the work, how you respond.
Everything. Yeah. Or to losing Wi-Fi. That was my biggest lesson the other day. Learning how to control the loss of Wi-Fi was a big lesson.
My son's Chromebook isn't working and he has to use like the keyboard on it's like a nightmare. And he didn't even tell me for 2 days. And I'm like,
What?
What have you been doing? He'd be like
He found
on his
workarounds.
phone and like on the Chromebook, just kind of, I don't know what he was doing. He was like taking 2 days off of school. So now
He's being
I
creative.
I set him up, but honestly, like, I didn't, anyway, I kind of still don't know what I'm doing about that. I just set up the Chromebook with a separate keyboard, but I still have to fix that because that's the
Well,
keyboard.
that was creative on your part too, Len.
Well, I don't think I had much of a choice, but anyway. But yeah. So Carolyn, any tips for help, like allowing yourself to let go of any control or anything like that?
I guess the tip or the reminder I like to give to myself is that when I do let go of the control of the things that are outside of myself, I can choose how and when to respond. And when I am trying to control other people, other situations, I lose that control over my response. It becomes a reaction as opposed to a response. And reactions are in the moment. They're kind of in response to an emotion. I don't have that moment where I'm thinking like, how can this go? So that's just my personal reminder. It's like, do I really want to respond to this or do I want to react? And if I find myself reacting, it's because I'm controlling. So it's kind of like an after tip, if you will.
I like that. Yeah. So simple yet so difficult.
I'm also a big fan of just letting people know that is something you struggle with, especially people in your immediate grouping, so they can help you. They really can. I mean, you have to kind of own it. It's almost like the first thing is actually owning it, that's something you struggle with. So then it becomes part of the normal dialogue you have with people, both in your house or with friends, and they see you kind of falling into that scenario of trying to control something that's out of your control. If you can come up with certain non-aggravating ways to point that out. We tend to use humor in our household. So if somebody has a silly saying they say that kind of puts you in that like, oh, wait, I'm starting to fall into that trap. It's a way for me to readjust myself without letting it get too far down the line where then you have to go and do the apology because you've gone too far.
Right. Okay. Well, those are very good points. Humor always helps with many, many, many different situations. That's a great one. I'm so happy that you were able to take some time to come on with me out of your work schedule and your, mom schedule. I mean,
Thank you, Lynn. We're always so grateful.
Thank
really
you. And I
are.
just want to
Thank you for
remind
chatting with
everyone. Pardon? I didn't hear you.
I said we always love chatting with you.
We do.
It was Cher. Thank you. My internet is just like a little like I'm sure everyone can see you perfectly well, but I'm just like, wait, what was that? So I want all of the ladies listening to this to go to inspiredelephant.com, check out your content, check out your upcoming events May 3rd and May 13th. I think it's of great value. You're providing us great value. Thank you for coming on your busy day as busy moms, working moms. Thanks, ladies. I will talk to you again soon. And I'm going to see third. I'm going to definitely make that happen for myself.
Fabulous.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, ladies. Bye.
All right. Take care, everyone. Thank you.